All right, welcome back to Greenbox Gaming plays Delta Green Impossible Landscapes. You are joining me, Joe, with my fantastic players who I do not hold any type of weird, kind of passive-aggressive grudges that are going to come out in gameplay with. And that does include my good friend Jean playing Benedict.
Oh, up first. Hello.
Yeah. And also my good friend Dace playing Benji.
Yeah, just okay. Hey, everybody. Are we gonna circle back to the passive aggressive? All right, go.
And of course,
Brad.
lastly, Brad playing Hank.
Yep. I have noticed, Joe, that whenever I do something cool, whenever we do a recap, somehow it's Dace's character did the cool thing.
Okay,
just
building up that passive-aggressive bank account there, aren't we, Brad?
Every time that you post a little snippet on Instagram or the TikToks, why am I not there? I say cool shit. I say funny shit.
Okay.
Dace, I don't think you've ever done passive aggressive in your life.
Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry.
Are misconstruing what passive aggressiveness is?
You're doing
Let me
it
roll
wrong.
it back. And I can't help but notice.
There you go. So everyone who's listening, everyone who's watching, you are joining us at a let's see, it's a classic 9 p.m. showing for me here on the West Coast. It's a good old-fashioned 11 o'clock at night for our boys in the Central Time Zone. And let us not forget our incredible Jean, who's joining us from 6 fucking a.m.
And it's light outside?
What time?
Cross time zone shenanigans.
What time did you have to wake up in order to make this this meeting?
Oh, like half an hour ago, 15 minutes before.
God, I kind of...
It's all right.
I kind of...
Rolled out of bed.
Well, I'm kind of sad because we were all talking, or well, maybe it's just me talking about it. We're talking about how sultry Jean's just woken up voices, and
Ooh.
it was something else.
Yeah.
It'll wear off in a little while.
You need to take at least a 2-hour nap before we go live every show.
Yeah, just literally just fall asleep right at the desk. How are you guys doing? You guys doing this? We're right into autumn. Right here in October, into spooky season. It's the perfect time for a little Delta Green.
Yeah. Spooktacular. Thank you for asking that question.
Do you guys actually give a shit about Halloween? I think I already know the answer based off of that.
Oh, spooky season is good. Yeah.
Okay, that's
great.
Dace. That's Dace on some hot takes on the Halloween
You're the
season.
one having a party. You better like Halloween.
I might have.
I like that you use the word autumn and not fall.
Is that weird?
It's good enough for me.
Does that?
Oh,
Irregular in your country?
Is it?
wait, what was the
No.
question?
Jean thinks that we all speak like hillbillies over here in this neck of the woods.
Those are
That's
my
what he
words
said.
exactly. Verbatim.
By saying
Neck of the
fall
woods.
instead of autumn.
Autumn.
How did you say plaid the
Autumn.
other time? I'm genuinely curious about how did you say plaid a couple of games ago?
I
Played.
think I said played.
Is that really how y'all pronounce it?
Wait.
Probably not.
It's
No,
just-
I wouldn't take
just
pronunciation
John.
lessons from
Okay.
It's just me.
Yeah.
That was like an
I work with a
aluminium
guy.
thing.
Oh, an aluminium.
Hate
I
that
work
word.
with a guy, and we were talking about making a particular type of picket, and he was like, "What if you just?" And he's like, from Arkansas. He's like, "What if we just took it and we turned it on the lathe?"
The what? the lathe?
Yeah.
The
Like,
lathe?
you know.
The
A
lathe?
lathe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
And I'm not gonna be so rude
I
as
would
to
do
be
that.
like, actually, it's called a lathe. Like, yeah. What if we
But
do
if
turn
you
on the
have that
lathe?
conversation,
What was his name and,
Yeah, you
and
kinda
place
have
of
to echo
work for
the
the entire
pronunciation.
internet?
We're gonna dox him.
Awesome.
I like telling people that, like, when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, oh man, that's the epitome of funny. That's just the
There
that's
we
just
go.
the epitome of humor right there.
That's the epitome of humor.
All right, you guys want to get into it? You guys want to launch off?
No.
Uh,
How are you doing, Joe?
Okay, I'm great.
yeah, we never ask you.
You know
How are
what?
you?
Don't ask me, you sons of bitches.
Yeah.
It's
How
good.
is autumn where you
autumn. It's beautiful. I spent the entire weekend wrestling a 8-foot tall and like 2-foot diameter tree trunk out of my front yard, which was a massive clusterfuck.
Wow.
are? Sheesh.
And then he got the wife out. Am I right?
Okay, let's get to the recap.
And that's why we don't ask you how you are,
Because it devolves into that shenanigans.
because we can't do
Gabby's
anything.
actually great. She's a beautiful person.
Oh,
I don't even know what that
she's
means.
about
The
as
what you
light
just
as a
said.
pebble.
I don't even understand what that means.
very light.
An 8?
She's very light.
Okay.
I actually the other day, like there were some of my people I go to school with having Christmas parties and stuff like that, and Gabby asked me, and she says, "Yeah, like, hey, do you want to do like a couple's costume?" And immediately, what popped to my head was just the idea of one of us being the front part of a horse and the other one being the back part. But I quickly realized that's probably not what she meant by a couple's costume, even though I think that would be
It would be
extremely funny. She didn't think it was as funny,
funny. It takes two.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
I like that
Um,
that episode of what's his name? What's the crazy guy Dace that I watch? Who has the late
Tim
night
Robbins?
Oh fuck. Never mind.
Oh, no, you're talking about
Fuck it.
he's
While we have
with
this
dreads.
loud
Yeah.
memory failure.
Sometimes he has dreads. Anyway, it's a prank show, and he came out.
I think-
he. Speaking of like the horse and couples costume, he came out as an octopus, and he was the head of the octopus, and he had 8 smaller people around him that had tentacles connected to him, and they just walked
That
into a
is-
restaurant and said, "Feed us, feed us." On repeat.
That is so bizarre.
So if you had 8 people, that's or
What's-
9 people rather, that'd be a good
What is
9-person
the-
costume.
What is the actress who was in Parks and Rec who played April? I think her first name's Audrey.
Yeah.
I can't remember her
Hepburn.
name.
Audrey Hepburn.
No, that's not it.
No,
Is it Audrey? I don't remember what, but it's like there's a clip of her. She's dressed as a giant chicken, and she's with a bunch of children who are dressed like chicks, and they go into like a McDonald's or something and start like clucking at the cash register because they wanted. They said something about chicken nuggets, so they saw chicken nuggets on the menu, and they just start like. It's bizarre. But it's also
Audrey Plaza and
Plaza.
Eric Andre.
Audrey Plaza.
Eric Andre. Just figured.
Okay, yes. Eric Andre, Audrey Plaza.
Joe,
Yes, John.
can you go dressed as a crab
I maybe I don't think there's a.
and one person has to do right pincer?
Oh, we're just
and
like
the other person
both
does left
like
pincer?
different big giant pinchers.
Yeah.
I think it could be fun.
Yes.
That's
One last tangent.
okay.
There is a couple's costume that I've always wanted to do, but I haven't done yet. So if you've seen V for Vendetta,
Yeah.
I wanted to dress up as the Pope.
Oh no.
Yes.
No. I think he's a
And then,
bishop, but it's.
Okay.
But whatever. You mean that guy,
The
and then
Pope.
have your female counterpart be Natalie Portman, like
Yeah.
dressed up as.
Exactly.
As a
So
prostitute.
fucked up.
It's
so great.
Very fucked up.
Shock value for sure.
Yeah, you'd get some interesting looks. Not everyone would get it either.
But the ones that did,
Yeah, they'd be like, haha, oh,
no. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Speaking of things that are kind of cringeworthy, last time you guys received a strange call from an unknown person, an unknown group of people, perhaps, telling you that you need to come for a debriefing at 6 o'clock. It is September the 13th. Is that right? Yes, it is September the 13th. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You guys are in the Samahina home. You have explored the unnatural goings-on, even going so far as to begin to delve into the mirrors. The mirrors that some of you have posited may lead into the vast lake that connects into the city of Carcosa itself. You guys we're kind of coming to the conclusion that, like, all right, we gonna try to go through here? And then there was some talking back and forth about, well, if we do, we'll probably drown. And then you guys reached out to your contact. You reached out for Marcus, and you received some dead air, which is worrisome. But you guys are still standing, basically, here in the Samahina home. You still have Esther Samahina tied up, bound and gagged, and you got to figure out what you're going to do, where you're going to go from here. Especially now that, I don't know, Marcus ain't picking up. So, that being said, you guys had explored a good bit, collected up a lot of the more unnatural stuff, destroyed the diorama in Henry's room. I believe you guys have already broken the mirrors at this point, I think.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And also,
Did we get all the collectibles in the house?
all the bobbleheads.
Did we get the little...
All the
golden-
bobbleheads, all the...
Yeah.
Well, if you get all the collectibles, you get a special outfit. Or a special hat.
Okay. Bottle caps. I look through every cupboard to find every single bottle cap.
Okay, you find the bottle caps, and you get a special limited edition hat for Benedict's
Yes.
avatar.
Is it a monster truck?
It is a monster truck with like a big old school camcorder on top of it.
Fascinating.
I love it.
Just introduced a
Wow.
new
So
just
creative.
introduced a new
Mechanic.
element to the game. It's gonna be
Yeah.
great, yeah.
Great.
But yeah, you
And-
guys have destroyed a lot of stuff. You've drained the tub. One of the last things that happened is you guys did drop the bottle down the chute to some people, the figures that were standing down there. Yeah. What are you guys
Also,
thinking?
Notice how Joe said people. I'm writing
Yeah.
that down.
And then I
Joe
said
said
figures.
people funny.
um, also,
You know, it's just like wooden mannequin people.
They're people too. They have rights,
Yeah.
dreams, love.
someone said last time, probably me because I say the cool shit in this podcast.
Naturally.
That when they were thinking back,
Oh, yeah?
that the dude that was drowning the kid was probably sending them to Carcosa. Asa
Darabandi.
Darabandi, which I guess led us to speculate like we might literally have to drown to get there.
Yeah, and I believe you guys. It was mentioned that when you guys had originally found this book, A World Without Doors, that there was a character in it, Abby, who traveled to a strange, faraway land via drowning herself to fight the Phantom.
Sheesh. Well, let's make note not to
And then
do
she
that
married him.
if we can help ourselves.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We've broken the
Alright.
mirrors. I think we said we're basically gonna find some way to. What did we plan on? We didn't have a plan, did we?
We didn't.
Hmm.
But I think we're in trouble with Delta Green. I don't think anybody's pleased. If Marcus is gone,
I imagine that you guys have just gotten through getting this phone call, and Hank, Benedict, and Benji are having this conversation that you guys are probably standing, probably on the third floor like there in the hallway where the sewing room is.
Yeah.
And as the characters are having this discussion, we're gonna just imagine the camera pans away maybe out the window and down into darkness, then kind of pans back up, and we see something that the characters would not be familiar with, but something that maybe our listeners or viewers might be familiar with. A room, a basement that had a large metal door set in it. Same metal door which once upon a time housed 3 shall we call them interviewees that were hauled away from the McAllister building. Inside this room with this single bare light bulb on a string or on a wire, you can see the backs of 2 men. Or I'd say we probably see the back of one, the front of the other, and they appear to be playing cards. They're both wearing t-shirts and like comfortable looking clothes, and on the table are guns, like a few like submachine guns and pistols, and they're sitting there playing cards, and behind them on the table is a fax machine, an old school fax machine, maybe even a fax machine, maybe the same one that was there in 1995. A dial tone plays over the fax machine, and one of the men both look at each other. One of them stands up, walks over to the machine, and pulls off the page. And we look down at the page over the man's shoulder, and we see a driver's license photo and the word Target with an address. We see the face of Agent Marcus. Stenciled along the side of the photo in big, bold, imposing, important-looking letters looks like a stamp that says Static Protocol. The other man, he shows it to the other guy. They both look at it. And one of them says, he's like, do we have anyone in Vegas? There's the other one pulls out like a notebook and opens it and starts turning the pages. He says, yeah, hold on. He opens a flip phone, a little burner, punches in the number, holds it to his ear, and in this cinematic view, we start to hear the sound of Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone. Revving up your engines, listen to a howl and roll. In the desert of Las Vegas, there's a circle of big, jacked up trucks, dirt bikes, and one bright pink van.
Yeah.
There's a bonfire. People are drinking and shouting and jumping dunes. In the back, we see, in the back of this group near the van, we see an imposing figure wearing a sleeveless denim jacket, his muscles rippling in the darkness. He appears to be negotiating with 2 men in business suits who are flanked by 2 massive bodyguards. He holds up a finger to the men. We just hear as Danger Zone continues to play, Highway to the Danger Zone. We see him reach in his pocket and pull out a phone, and then reach in his other pocket and pull out another phone, this one ringing. He kind of makes a motion for the people he's talking to give him a second. He walks to the other side of the van and opens it, and the music stops, and we hear, "Go for Axel."
Nice.
So Axel was an agent this entire time.
Smash cut. Back to the Samahina home.
I don't care. I'm just glad he's back.
Just gonna hug your assassin when you see him.
I mean, we didn't hate Marcus that bad, Joe. Did you just kill him off scene, off camera?
Oh man.
I don't know
Okay.
what the implications of this are, but
Don't worry about that. Hank didn't see that.
True.
Brad saw that.
True.
Okay. So here's the. So, what do you fellas think we should do about this house?
I mean, we scrubbed it clean. Like, we can get the hell out of here, can't we? We're done. We can get out. Right?
What did we do with the part? Did we? Oh yeah, we got rid of all the
Drained it.
whatever it was, the black goo.
The daddy juice.
Yeah, it's the daddy juice. Tried to forget that term.
Drained the tub.
Okay, we drained the tub. So all that's left is this weird lacquer on the walls, flammable lacquer, which isn't necessarily supernatural. What's Samahina doing?
I think we could just lock up.
Hysterical still?
Yeah, she's just kind of there. You know, her lips are like crazy raw from you guys sticking on duct tape and tearing it back off, like about 5 or 6 times. It's getting pretty bad. I think at one point in time, Benji taunted her with chapstick.
Okay, so we clearly need to get out of here. Like, what are our safe houses and?
Well, first thing in the morning, we got to meet.
What's the name of the city we're in?
You're in Boston. It's a you might have heard of it. It's a little town in the United States.
Dang.
That passive aggression, that's artful.
I ain't never been in such a city as big as Boston. We have the one hotel room that has the
Ritz-Carlton, I believe you guys had joked you were staying at.
Yes.
That was in Vegas.
Okay, we had one safe house.
That was the MGM Grand that you guys stayed in Vegas.
The MGM Grande.
Yeah.
So we had our initial safe house that we came into when we came out this way, and then
Listen,
we had another
the problem
room.
isn't finding a place to stay. We can find a place to stay. We got to decide whether we're going to meet these whoever they are that had Marcus's phone or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we can find a place to stay. We can get a hotel anywhere. We don't necessarily have to go back to the same spot.
Or we just keep moving. We just keep moving. I don't think we can really afford to stay anywhere we have been. We have to assume nothing is safe.
You guys know, when you guys had first arrived at Boston, you had established a kind of burn site or like working location at this abandoned construction site, which is the canonical location of the murder board, right?
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
that is there. You also had a bit of an unnatural experience there. Remember, you had seen the mannequin bellhop there. So that's concerning.
Here's my we definitely need to leave this house. I have no problem leaving it intact, not burnt to a crisp for once. But if it's my vote, I say we try to meet these fellas and find out what happened to Marcus. Not all 3 of us at once. Maybe 2 of us and another one from a vantage point.
It sounds so dangerous.
It does, but
if you think you can trust these random people who just phoned us, who it sounds to me they want to clean up, maybe we can try and get the jump on them. But do you remember last time that we tried to meet up with somebody? They were pretty organized. They had a guy in the main room who was like a sniper,
now
and 2 other guys packing serious
I'm just
heat.
spitballing here. If we're gonna meet them, I say that's the way to meet them. That's all I'm saying. Not all 3 at once. If we decide to meet them, but I don't particularly feel obligated to. What say you, Benji? Or
I think we
so Benedict's probably doesn't want to. Is that what I'm?
I think Benedict wants to carry on the investigation and go to the Dorchester. After we've just had Samahina, we lock up this place, we call the fire department as an anonymous tip because, public safety, and then we head off to the Dorchester. The only way out is through.
You decide, Benji. I guess if I had to pick one, I would rather find some way to safely meet these fellas. So you're the deciding factor, Benji.
I got a crazy idea.
Lower this is going.
Crazier than what you just said. What's the crazy idea?
Well, Benedict, I love your instinct. What you just said, the only way out is through. Love that. Huh. Really love it. I'm just... So, I've read a fair amount of the occult texts that exist in the world, and obviously, this is something that is, strangle me. I want you to drown me. I want you to put me in the water.
Choke me.
Oh, that was...
Choke me.
Should I repeat the question? There was two options, and playing the guitar and drowning you wasn't one of them.
Well, I'm sorry.
I just couldn't do that, Benji. I know what you're doing, but then we'd be... If that harebrained, crazy idea works, it means you would be in Carcosa, or wherever the fuck, elsewhere, without us.
Look, you could bring me back. Trust me. Benedict, don't you trust me?
You could defib him.
Yes.
I'll answer for him. I don't trust you one lick right now. Now, if you want to drown yourself, you go ahead and do it. Me and Benedict are going to go on with the mission. All right, will we flip a coin?
She's like,
And time is a flat circle, and everything comes back.
That movie's
And
not
it
out. That show's
always
not out
was
yet.
what it
Is that
has
show out?
been.
Has True Detective happened? When did True Detective come out?
Oh,
I'll look it up
if
later.
did, No.
All right, flip a coin.
Well,
Who says?
I mean, you guys. I mean, you are dealing with something in that you guys have. It's become apparent that the way that this unnatural influence spreads is that it kind of spreads like it infects people, and then like if those people infect or stay in one place or around other people enough, they tend to spread it to other people or even spread it to places. You guys know that this house is infected. You know that the McAllister house was infected. You know that fucking Citri's house in Las Vegas was infected.
It did have that curious little trapdoor.
Oh yeah, we can't get rid of that.
I don't know how
can't
we
get
clean
rid
that
of
up.
that.
Yeah. There may not be any choice except to either drown ourselves or burn this
No,
place down.
hold on. Those are not the only two options. We keep changing the options. Drowning
seems like the
ourselves
choices
was
are
not
clear,
on the
Hank.
slate.
What? That was your idea. You suggested it.
Yeah, you've been saying that all along, Hank.
You said
Hank.
drown.
Drown me,
yourself.
Hank. Drown me.
It's like reaching his hand
Drown
towards
me.
Hank.
Get your hand away from me. All right, don't touch me. All right. What do we? Let's tackle an easier question. What are we gonna do with Samahina in the corner? We have to do something with her.
Yeah, when you started talking about drowning you, she like got this really like worried look on her face. Like, what's this guy about?
What if we call her an Uber and send her for debriefing?
Just send her. You send her to the meeting that Delta Green is setting
Just-
up for you.
Yeah, it's just bound and gagged though. So we need to find a trustworthy Uber driver.
Hold up.
2DG.
I got a crazy idea that might also be fun. Well,
Okay.
I don't know. This is in line with Hank's morals. Hank probably wouldn't.
You have to top drowning yourself, Hank.
All right. What if we call up these folks? We meet these folks, whoever they are. 2 of us, you 2, meet them with Samahina. If all goes well, we can give Samahina as a peace offering. You know, like if this is Delta Green. I'll get a sniper from the marshal's office, be at a vantage point with a sniper rifle. And do we have an IED left?
You do actually.
Yes, we do.
We put this on
this
Samahina,
is
and if we don't like the fellas, y'all run and we blow up Samahina and the lot of them.
That's dark.
I just need to know what I need to know what you guys are doing.
I'm open to this. I'm open to this idea. So are we're just now. Is there nothing? It's not worth pursuing the investigation until we get ourselves safe.
Okay, I'll be willing to go along with that plan, Jean, but we have to find something to do with Samahina. If we want to ignore this 6 o'clock meeting, we do have to do something with her. And if we're ignoring them, then I'm assuming we're not turning her in to Delta Green.
So you guys are standing still here having this conversation, and there is, I'm gonna say, probably of all of you, are you guys down in the living room, or are you still upstairs, do you think?
Probably
Downstairs?
next to Samahina.
Yeah, so you'd probably be downstairs then in the living room.
I thought we were already in the hotel already. We're still in the fucking house.
Yes, because no one has said anything has happened.
Joe's got to roll.
Joe already rolled.
Okay.
There is Hank is probably the first one to smell it. The telltale smell of smoke. It does not take. It doesn't take. And as you probably smell that, you probably hear the sound of the mud room downstairs. That first entryway into the ground floor of the Samahina home. You hear the door shut.
Oh no.
Okay. I say, hold up a second. I guess I go to open the door to look down the mudroom. I could look like down the mudroom right from there.
Yeah, there's the staircase down. As you get close to the door, Hank, you as being someone who has had some emergency services type training, you go and touch the door, and as you're reaching for the doorknob, it is hot, and smoke is beginning to come up through the cracks above the door.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Oh god, out the window. We gotta go out the window.
Alright.
Was everyone doing it right
out
now?
the window.
I'm gonna try to drag Samahina
window.
with us. I don't know what I
Alright,
can do. I'm gonna try to get
You
her
make
out
me
as well.
some type of athletics check, or the other two of you are just bailing and trying to bail out the window? Alright. So if you do that, then I'm gonna need you guys to roll me some type of athletics check or something, or acrobatics, in order to avoid hurting yourself if you're gonna try to get out this thing in a hurry. And I'm gonna need an athletics check from Hank to see if he is going to be able to.
All right, just a straight
after
athletics
time.
check.
Or strength, whichever one is. Strength would probably be appropriate as well.
I'll do strength. Critical 55.
My God.
Oh, critical 5. Wow.
Successes
and critical
across the
success.
board.
You're not gonna burn us down,
All right,
Joe.
We're very fit. We've been working.
You guys,
Out.
I imagine the first of you, Benji probably makes it to the door or the window that you guys had opened previously goes out onto, if you look on the map or you look on the board, you see that there is this low roof over the front porch. You guys leap out onto that and are, avoid falling off of it, or, are able to lower yourself pretty quickly. As you do, you see you see a figure that is moving in a jerky, unnatural way, slipping into the back seat of an old school looking car that then immediately burns rubber and starts to take off.
What the hell? Okay,
Hank, with your critical success, you heave Esther Samahina up on your shoulders, and I'm going to say are able to get her out onto the roof, the small roof over the front porch. And between the three of you, because you guys just did so well on that, you are able to, I'm going to say you're able to negotiate lowering her down, unless you want to leave her inside.
Well, Hank's not gonna do that. I kind of want to.
Hank's not gonna do that.
I don't. I don't think Hank is gonna leave someone to die. If he...
Hank bringing his luggage
Hank ain't gonna do it.
along with us.
Real quick, do roll me an alertness roll for Hank.
Okay.
Hank being the last one out, having to.
52 success under 67.
Okay, that's going to be an interesting one. All right, Hank, you, as you were like, you turn back, you know, like to maybe look back in just briefly. You're looking across the living room, and remember, the walls of this entire place are painted with this linseed oil, this highly flammable oil, this resin that's covering everything. And as you are looking, the flames spread quick, very quick. But you look up and you catch an image standing on the stairwell. Let me see if I can get this for us.
Oh, Jesus. Wait, this is the picture.
What picture could you possibly be talking about, Brad?
Isn't this the one of the paintings we saw from Abigail's
Look
apartment?
at the big brain on Brad.
Ooh.
Always remembering the good things.
I said the cool
Yes.
thing. Remember this.
You did say the cool thing. Yes.
Oh,
Hank,
damn.
as you look back, like in the cinematic version of this, we zoom in on Hank's face and see the reflection of this figure standing, seemingly unharmed, seemingly uncaring about the flames looking up around them, at the top of the stairs, looking down with just this dark abyss of a hood. And Hank, you see this and remember it. You remember this painting from 20 years ago that was found in the basement.
Full circle. Nice job, Joe.
Crazy.
That's sick. That's cool. Okay. Creepy.
So now, things are going to need to move kind of quick if you guys don't want to get caught. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but burning houses are kind of hard to miss.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys do?
Attract attention.
I suppose going to the car, getting it cranked, and the jambulance. And can we agree to run to the safe house area? Even though we did see something creepy there, right, Joe? But let's go there.
It's creepy shit everywhere, man.
Apparently.
Yeah.
All right. You guys take off, and I'm gonna. Well, let's see. Let's make a roll. Let's make a roll. See if any cool numbers come out. Okay, cool. That was a 92. You guys get out of there, leaving yet another burning house in your wake. Though this one, you're not sure was entirely your fault.
Definitely wasn't our fault.
And another bound up woman, which also not our fault.
Because you meant it to be a bound up man.
Exactly.
It was supposed to be a guy.
All right. Yeah. To the safe house.
Okay. Yeah, you guys arrive at the canonical location of the safe house. We're going to say it probably takes you, by this time, it's probably about 5 o'clock. Yeah. And you're able to pull, you guys have the keys to this place. It's like an abandoned construction site that has a few levels, and you're able to get down to your area in the basement, kind of little area that's kind of far out of the sight of prying eyes, and you're able to get your van down there, and you can get Samahina, and it's convenient. You already have a chair that has 3 bullet holes in the back of it that you can probably strap her to. It's convenience itself.
All right. Hank notices Benji being quiet. He's like, "Listen, I know you wanted to drown yourself, and we're gonna get to that. All right."
Okay.
All I ask is we find something to do with this woman. Either turn her over to the Delta Green, a government agency. Do something with her. We have to find something for her to do with her, and then we can go through with your drowning plan.
All right. What you're saying is if I could figure out something to do with her, then you'll drown me.
More or less. If we come up with something as a group, not you specifically, I wouldn't want to.
Benji stops sharpening his knife.
He's like, oh.
Wait, you mean okay? All right. More humane.
Well, I think we've established we're not going to go to the meeting. Maybe Benedict's convinced Hank that
They're going to be really disappointed.
well, we might be even more.
Don't play your mind games, Joe.
Benedict might have convinced Hank that we're on the chopping block, so to speak.
When we meet up with them, we're gonna have to have another very good argument for why they should not clean us up.
Part of me just thinks we're pushing off the inevitable, but I mean, we've made every other meeting. What's one?
Yep.
What's one meeting? We were busy.
Surely you have a certain amount of, like you have a certain amount of tardies and absences.
Right. I mean,
use, right?
we were busy. You see what we
Yeah.
just got of? We ran from a burning house. Shit.
We could ask them if we could take it remotely.
See
Can we
if
just
you're
phone
gonna
them
do
up
it
and say we're not
over
gonna make it? Can we do this over the phone?
We could do that.
This pre-COVID, like a lot of that infrastructure just
I'm not
isn't
even
there,
joking. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just do it over the phone. You're on speaker with everybody. Let's debrief. That's what we're gonna do.
Are you being serious? You actually want to call and say that?
What are they gonna do? Trace our
Like
number?
in the movies?
Jesus.
And I think we just have to head to the Dorchester. Let's go back to the roots of this entire thing and figure stuff out.
And we're gonna leave Samahina here.
Probably is a better idea than taking her with us.
Okay.
Okay. Me and Joe are okay.
Okay. Just gonna leave her here. Tie her up all nice and cozy.
All right. Well,
Are you guys-
she'll
are
be
you-
fine. Let's go.
Are you guys loading up in the ambulance?
Yeah, I'm all for going to the Dorchester. If we do this, we're gonna have to do this sneakily, correct? Because they know us. We have the key card, so we have like full range. Days is
I
shaking
think
his
we
head.
can just go through. We don't need to be sneaky.
Okay.
Well, when you get there, like, just like to give you the idea, like, it's like a big old kind of like, it used to be a school. It's like a big old school, like northeastern, like big boarding school house, right? This massive house that's been converted to a hospital. You guys are in a van. You figure that you could there's like probably a deliveries area in the back that you could probably go around to, and if you have you don't have to go through the front door. You think there might be an option for some subterfuge. It wouldn't be the weirdest thing to receive a delivery from a van.
Right.
Okay,
I'm for that. If everyone else is.
that works.
Yes.
Benji,
He's not gonna be satisfied till
let's
he's
do it.
drowned. I'll be willing to. I'll be willing to watch Benji drown himself right now if he wants to do that.
I'm struggling, guys.
We
I'm
don't have a hot
struggling.
tub.
Yeah, we can tell. Okay.
Okay.
Let's we can knock this out. I know you guys are tired. You guys go to the Dorchester. You guys see the big front doors, but there's also a small sign, that says deliveries over the side. And in the back, sure enough, there is a big, like, concrete loading dock, there, like a big ramp. One of you has the card from Samahina, from Esther, I assume. And
Correct. Yep.
we'll say it's Hank. Hank's up front. He slides the key card. He slides it down. Are you guys going in strapped? Like, what is your kind of deal here?
Yeah. Standard MO.
Okay. Yep. Sure.
Okay. You guys go in, and you're looking around, and it doesn't take you long to get from the deliveries area to the front desk, where before, when you had been there during the day, there was someone sitting at the front desk. I think it was Gail was sitting there. There's currently no one sitting at the front desk. We'll say that by the time you guys have done all of this and gotten there, like, it's probably close to 7.
Okay.
PM.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you guys begin to, where would you guys go first? Would you try to go upstairs and try to find somebody, or go like to the Dallin's office, or to like the files rooms? Like, what are you thinking?
I would. Well, do you have something, Benedict? Do we want to go back to the room to give it a once over where it all went down? Or the patient's rooms? I forgot their names, but it was 3 of them, correct?
You tell me.
I mean, that's my plan. I forgot, was it 3 or 2 of them, Joe? Patients that disappeared. 2.
Or 3. Was it 3? It might have been 3. I don't remember now.
That's what I would want to do.
You think we missed something?
Well, since then, like Joe just pointed out earlier, we've come to realize, like, an area can be affected by this, not just people. So there might be something else that have manifested there.
And if they haven't cleaned it up by now, there's definitely something up. So let's go peek in and see.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys start going upstairs. You slide the card, beep beep, lets you in. You start heading up, no problem. You guys were heading up to the 3rd floor, and I imagine that between all of you, that maybe Benji's kind of at the back, and you guys are just going up the stairs, and Benji turns. You guys hear, Benji, like, gets your attention, and Hank, you're just leading the way. You guys are kind of charging up there, you and Benedict, and Benji is pointing to a sign on the wall, a sign that says 4, as in the 4th floor. You guys realize that you are heading up to we're kind of just like blindly running up the stairs, just going to the top. You look up and see that you are entering the 5th floor. A 5th floor that was not previously there. About this time, the door nearest to you opens up, and you see a gargantuan brick shithouse of a man. He is wearing the uniform of an orderly, all white scrubs, and he is huge, and he is flanked by 5 other orderlies. And he does not look pleased. And it looks like they're all getting ready, like, and as you guys pull back, I imagine maybe Benedict or Hank or Benji, maybe you go to draw your weapon, only to find it is not there.
What?
Hank, you reach down to your sidearm and you are grasping at the cloth scrubs of a patient's gown.
Oh, hell
Benedict,
no. What the?
you go for one of your weapons. You go for your flashbang.
A flashbang.
You find nothing but oversized, cheap, starched scrubs. Benji, maybe maybe Benji's about to draw something out too, or maybe even Benji's just just drawing back. And as he raises his hands up in front of him, as these men come toward him, he sees that his shirt, his clothes, his FBI windbreaker, whatever he was wearing, has been replaced by patient scrubs.
Hank! Benedict! Hank!
You guys,
Hank!
right
We're
as
right
these
next to
hands,
you.
right as these hands are about to be laid on you, you hear a voice. That is quite enough, Ed. This huge orderly moves to the side, and you see a small man with glasses, little goatee. He comes. He's like, I am sure the gentleman. I am sure that Benedict and Benjamin and Hank, I'm sure they all have a good reason for being in the stairwell, unsupervised. Is that not right, gentlemen?
Yes. Maybe.
Don't think there's much to say. Is that a rhetorical question,
What,
sir?
Benedict? You do not have to call me sir, you know. Benedict, no. Oh, and he kind of puts a gentle hand on your shoulder. He's like, oh, you're having one of your fits again, I see. Benedict, it is me, Dr. Friend.
Oh.
Let's get you back to your room, shall we? And that is the last thing that you guys hear as the hands of the 6 orderlies descend on you, and as needles are slipped into the soft, fleshy parts of your body, and you succumb to the effects of the sedatives.
I told you you should have drowned me. You
Says Benji.
Oh.
Says Benji as he goes under.
And Benedict is slightly relieved that we are where we are, given Benedict's Benji's utterances.
All right, gentlemen, we find ourselves in quite the pickle.
It's the prison mission. It's like, every
Jeez.
or a lot of Bethesda games have that mission where all your shit's taken from you, and you get thrown into
You lose all your
some
stuff.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh man, that was difficult. That was
Just
hard
hate
to make
making
choices.
sometimes.
I would
You
have gone
guys
with
were
the crab
leaning
costume,
heavy on
okay?
crab.
It had throwbacks.
Yeah.
It had comedic value.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Those of you listening, those of you watching live and later, we really appreciate you. Hey, come on over to r/greenboxgaming at Reddit, or check out our Twitter. We are at greenboxgaming 2, I do believe. And if you really like what you hear, you're caught up, you want to catch things a week early, or you even want to listen to our new kind of behind the scenes thing where we kind of just have a nice little chat after we play our games when we record, then consider coming over to Patreon. Get the episodes a week early, and you get to support us. It really helps. It's only $3. We're at we are at patreon.com/patreon.com/
You got this.
greenboxgaming underscore.
We'll
It's
post
on the
in the links.
episode. It's linked below. Why am I saying it? Guys, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being up early, and thank you for being up late.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very late and very early.
Yes,
Appreciate
very
it.
late and very early. For all those of you listening, we're very glad again for you to join us, and tune in next time. But until then, stay safe and stay sane. Bye.